Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a good holiday break. I know I did. I needed it, and most people I know seem to have a, tiring 2019. So let's hope that everybody has a better 2020 and a great decade. Um, if I was a better marketer, I would say this video should be called "The Tax Changes You Need to Know About in 2020," but I don't know that you need to know about these. They're not that exciting. There's a couple that are kind of okay, I guess. Um, but there are a few, so I'll just discuss them with you, and you can ask me questions if you like. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. And I've got some new exciting things happening with K4 coming up this year, which and pretty soon. So I'm excited to tell you about them. First one is your TFSA limit on January 1st went up by an extra $6,000. It's always going to go up every single year. Right now it's 6,000. Inflation eventually will make that 6,500. Your tax brackets, your CPP, your OAS payments, things like that are going to be slightly different this year just because of inflation. Everything sort of shifts a little bit. Nobody knows those numbers until you actually like look at them, so it doesn't really matter that much about that. Now this next one actually like makes me kind of angry in a way. It was something that the government has decided to do in order to save people taxes, which basically doesn't save them anything and just sort of makes the government pretend they're putting tax savings into place. So actually what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'm going to link to a video I'm going to film right after this where I'm going to talk about what I actually think they should do, which would actually save our most vulnerable citizens, our most vulnerable seniors that don't have a lot of money, quite a bit of tax without actually affecting anybody else. Um, there might be issues with my idea, of course, but we'll see. Anyways, worth a discussion. Um, what you need to know before I explain this to you is that every single Canadian, no matter how much money you make, has something called the basic personal amount. So whether you're me or Connor McDavid, and for anybody watching in Ontario, I mean, did you watch when he walked around Morgan Riley the other night? Because, yeah, that was okay. Um, but whether you're me or Connor McDavid, the first $12,069 that you make in a year, you don't have to pay tax on that amount. It's called your basic personal amount, and everybody gets that. And I'll explain why in the next video. Um, and so, what the Canadian government is doing over the next 4 years is increasing that more than inflation. So, they're trying to increase it up to $15,000 over the next 4 years. So, this year, that number is going to go up to $13,229, which is going to save the average Canadian $138 in tax over the course of a year, or $11.50 a month in tax. I don't know what we're all going to do with like this excess cash flow. Like it's maybe too much. I don't know with these tax savings. Everybody, the economy is going to boom. The next thing you need to know is that they said, well, guess what? Rich people, you don't get this benefit. So starting at $150,000 and 473, you're going to get less of this benefit until you reach $214,368, which basically just means, and then once you get over that number, you just aren't getting this additional benefit that would have saved you like, $100 in tax over the course of the year or whatever. Whoop-de-doo. All you really need to know is that if you make less than that $214,000, you're going to have a slight increase in your income do to reduce taxes. But then that's going to be offset by what's happening next, because our CPP contributions are going up this year. And I made a video about that. We'll link it in the comments or something. And this next one is as a helpful change. This one I actually quite like. It's basically for anybody that's going through a common law separation or a divorce, and they have in the last 4 years. Now you will be able to access your RSP to purchase your next home, even if it isn't your first home. So basically, you get to use the first-time homebuyers plan if you're recently separated, and that should be helpful for a lot of people going through marital breakdown. Can access up to $35,000 out of your RSP, just then have to pay it back over the next 15 years. And the last one I thought was kind of funny. I try not to get too political on my page or on my channel or whatever, but I feel like it has something to do with the government putting a lot of money into media, because apparently if you pay up to $500 a year in digital news subscriptions, they're going to give you a $75 credit. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's pretty much it for the changes. We'll get into, some more exciting planning stuff. I've got some good ideas for videos in the future, but check out the next one if you're interested in my idea. I think it's a cool idea that I saw, and if it works, it would help a lot of people. It just, who knows, might not be feasible. Anyways, thanks as always for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.